Florence Griffith Joyner, the first American woman to win 4 medals at an Olympic Games. 4 medals in '88, 3 golds, and 1 silver, 5 overall. Called the fastest woman in the world. After the '88 Olympics, after you won the 3 golds.
Brought on a seizure, which caused her to suffocate in her pillow and bed covers.
Why did Florence Griffith Joyner, one of the fastest women in history, face so much pain and controversy in her life? I mean, she faced many challenges throughout her career. Her sudden death at just 38 years of age devastated fans around the world, leading to speculations surrounding her life and untimely demise.
Brought on a seizure, which caused her to suffocate in her pillow and bed covers.
What really happened behind the scenes of her incredible career? People admired her speed, but did they know the struggles she faced? How did she go from being a shining star to suddenly passing away at such a young age? Was there more to her story than we know? What is the awful truth about Florence Griffith Joyner's life and tragic end? Let's find out.
Playing with my 6 brothers, one thing I can say about them is my mother always taught us to comb my hair before we went outside and to make sure that we dressed properly.
Florence Dolores Griffith, known as Flo Jo, or DD to her friends and family, was born on December 21st, 1959, in Los Angeles. She was the 7th of 11 children in her family. Her mother, Florence, worked as a seamstress, and her father, Robert, was an electrician. When Dee Dee was just 6 years old, her parents got divorced. This change moved her and her siblings to the Jordan Downs housing project in Watts, a tough neighborhood in Los Angeles.
Your mother raised 11 children on her own.
Lived and survived without a lot of things in life. We had a lot of love and a lot of family unity.
Even though life was hard, Dee Dee had an incredible spirit. She was mostly raised by her mother, who worked hard to support the family. At just 7 years old, Dee Dee discovered her love for sprinting. She would race jackrabbits in the California desert whenever she visited her father. But sports were just one part of her life. Fashion was another passion. Dee Dee loved to look good, and she often joked that if she wanted to play outside with her brothers, she had to make sure her hair and outfit were perfect. For her, looking stylish and playing hard went hand in hand.
My mother always taught us to comb my hair before we went outside and to make sure that we dressed properly. And my brothers wouldn't allow me to participate unless I was dressed and my hair was combed. So that helped.
Growing up in a large family meant Dee Dee learned how to be competitive. She recalled how playing with her brothers was tough. They would knock her down, and if she cried, she was not allowed to play anymore. This tough love pushed her to keep going and to show her strength. To stand out from her brothers, Dee Dee began sewing her own clothes when she was just 7. She wanted to show her unique style while being one of the kids.
But then they made me very competitive because they would knock me down and I couldn't cry. If I cried, I wasn't allowed to continue to play with them. So they helped me as far as my competitive edge is concerned.
Dee Dee's talents went beyond just fashion. She joined the Sugar Ray Robinson Youth Foundation, where she tried basketball, volleyball, football, and, most importantly, track. Her natural talent for running quickly showed itself. At ages 14 and 15, she won the Jesse Owens National Youth Games 2 years in a row. While attending Jordan High School in Los Angeles, she set records in long jump and sprinting events. She always left a mark, not just for her speed, but also for her fashionable outfits. She famously convinced her relay team to wear long tights with their uniforms, making them look unique. Though she wasn't a superstar yet, her 6th place finish at the CIF state meet during her senior year caught the eye of Cal State Northridge coach Bob Kiry. This was a turning point for Dee Dee. It marked the start of her journey from a promising athlete to a legendary runner. In 1978, Dee Dee graduated from high school and briefly attended Cal State Northridge. Under Coach Kiry's guidance, she thrived in the track program. However, financial struggles forced her to drop out the following year. To support her family, she took a job as a bank teller, putting her Olympic dreams on hold. By 1980, Coach Kiry had moved to UCLA and helped Dee Dee secure financial aid to continue her training. At just 20 years old, she came close to making her first Olympic team, finishing 4th in the 200-meter final at the U.S. Olympic trials. Unfortunately, the United States boycotted the 1980 Olympics, delaying her chance to shine on the world stage. But even though things didn't go as planned, this period was full of lessons and experiences that shaped her future.
No, I just started running for fun. I joined the Sugar Ray Robinson's Youth Foundation when I was 7 years old, and that gave me a chance to explore the different sports that I was interested in.
Her journey began at UCLA, where she met her future husband, Al Joyner. Al was a triple jumper who was destined to win Olympic gold in 1984. At UCLA, Griffith trained alongside Al's sister, Jackie Joyner-Sy, who would become one of the most celebrated track and field athletes ever. Jackie set the heptathlon world record, a record that still stands today. This made the Joyner family one of the most famous sports families in the United States. While Al was competing for Arkansas State and admired Griffith from a distance, she was busy perfecting her skills. In 1982, Griffith won the NCAA title in the 200 meters with a time of 22.39 seconds. The next year, she claimed the 400-meter title, finishing in 50.94 seconds. Her talent helped UCLA win back-to-back national team titles. But Griffith was not just an athlete. She also earned a degree in psychology. In 1983, she finished fourth in the 200 meters at the World Championships, showing she was ready for the big stage. In 1984, Griffith Joyner made her Olympic debut in Los Angeles. The crowd cheered as she won a silver medal in the 200 meters. But even with this achievement, life was not easy. Track and field was not as professional as it is today. She struggled to find financial support. To make ends meet, Griffith took a job as a bank teller. She also became known for doing intricate braids and nails for friends, charging between $45 and $200 for her work. By 1987, the call of the track was too strong for her to resist. Griffith decided to return to serious training. Her hard work paid off when she won another silver medal in the 200 meters at the World Championships in Rome. She proved she was still a top competitor, ranking second in the world for the 200 meters. Around the same time, her personal life took a big step forward. On July 17, 1987, Al Joyner proposed to her, and they planned to marry the following year. However, an earthquake hit Los Angeles on October 1st, which made Griffith nervous about their future. Fearing she might not get to marry Al, they quickly drove to Las Vegas and tied the knot on October 10, 1987. This made her an official member of the first family of track and field. As she prepared for the 1988 U.S. Olympic trials, Griffith balanced training with two coaches. Her husband, Al, 3 days a week, and her brother-in-law, Bob Kay. Even though she was improving, she wasn't breaking records yet. In 1987, she set a personal best of 10.96 seconds in the 100 meters, which was still outside the top 40 times ever recorded.
It's called the fastest woman in the world after the 88 Olympics, after you won the 3 golds.
However, everything changed at the U.S. Olympic trials in June 1988. In her quarterfinal race, Griffith stunned everyone by running the 100 meters in an incredible 10.49 seconds. This not only won her the race, but also broke the world record by 0.27 seconds, the largest margin ever. Over the trials, she recorded the 3 fastest times in history for the 100 meters, 10.49 seconds in the quarterfinal, 10.70 seconds in the semifinal, and 10.61 seconds in the final. She also set a new American record in the 200 meters. By the end of those 2 days, Griffith Joyner had transformed women's sprinting. She was ready to become a star at the 1988 Olympics, forever changing the landscape of track and field.
Once the 100 got ready, I was very anxious and excited. And once it was over, before it was over, about 20 meters before the finish line, I thought.
On the day of the trials, the wind gauge recorded a reading of 0.0 meters per second, which seemed suspicious. It was a windy day and other events showed higher wind speeds. This led some to believe there was a technical problem with the equipment. Studies done by the International Association of Athletics Federations, IARF, and independent organizations found that FloJo likely had an illegal tailwind of 5 to 7 meters per second when she set her record. Despite these findings, the IAAF never officially canceled her performance. They have noted it as probably strongly wind-assisted, but they still recognize it as the official world record. Even with the controversy, FloJo's time of 10.61 seconds in the final the next day, which had no wind interference, remains one of the fastest legitimate times in history. This mark stood alone until the 2020 Olympics, when Jamaica's Elaine Thompson-Herah equaled it in the 100-meter final. Just a month later, Thompson-Herah broke through with a fantastic time of 10.54 seconds at the Eugene Diamond League meet, securing the second fastest time ever recorded in women's 100 meters history, just behind FloJo's legendary mark. In late July 1988, right after the Olympic trials, FloJo decided to part ways with her coach, Bob Kiry. She was looking for more personal attention in her training and was frustrated by a lack of sponsorship deals. Bob Kiry required his athletes to use his management services, which made FloJo feel limited. So she signed with personal manager Gordon Bassine and moved her training to UC Irvine, with her husband Al becoming her full-time coach. By then, everyone knew her as FloJo, and she arrived at the 1988 Summer Olympics as the overwhelming favorite in the sprints. She didn't disappoint. In the 100 meters final, she ran an astonishing 10.54 seconds, beating the previous world record holder, Evelyn Ashford, by a full 0.3 seconds. In the 200 meters event, FloJo set a world record of 21.56 seconds in the semifinal, only to break her own record in the final, clocking in at an incredible 21.34 seconds. Like her 100-meter world record, this mark still stands today. However, not everything in FloJo's career was positive. After her incredible performances at the 1988 U.S. Olympic trials, she faced scrutiny and accusations of doping. Critics, including fellow athletes like Ben Johnson, questioned how she could improve her time so dramatically in such a short time. Just a year before, her best time in the 100 meters was 10.96 seconds, but she improved that by nearly half a second at the Olympics. Her performance raised eyebrows and led to whispers about possible drug use.
Which is faster than the world record of 10.76 held by Evelyn Ashford.
Fastest that any woman has ever run.
FloJo maintained that her success was due to hard work and new training programs introduced by her husband, Al Joyner. She focused on strength training, including exercises like squats and lunges. Unfortunately, in 1989, Daryl Robinson, a former teammate of Griffith Joyner, claimed that he sold her 10 milliliters of growth hormone for $2,000 in 1988. He said Joyner told him, "If you want to make $1 million, you've got to invest some thousands." Robinson claimed to have received steroids from coach Bob Kersey and said he saw Carl Lewis inject himself with drugs he believed to be testosterone. This fueled ongoing speculation about her achievements. Despite these claims, he provided no solid evidence, and many in the athletics community distanced themselves from him. Throughout her career, FloJo underwent numerous drug tests and passed each one. In fact, the International Olympic Committee's medical commission confirmed that she faced extra testing during the 1988 Games, yet no banned substances were found. A leading expert stated that they had conducted thorough tests and found nothing to raise suspicion against her.
Less than a year after she burned herself into the American consciousness as a fast and fashionable track star, the woman we've come to call FloJo is downshifting to pursue another career.
Just as her fame was peaking, Griffith Joyner shocked the world by announcing her retirement from racing. She wanted to focus on new business ventures outside of sprinting. Just a month after stepping away from the track, FloJo received the prestigious James E. Sullivan Award, recognizing her as the top amateur athlete in the United States for 1988. This award cemented her place as not only a groundbreaking sprinter, but also one of the greatest athletes in American history.
As of February 22nd, 1989, I have retired as an athlete.
After her historic success at the Olympics, where she won 3 gold medals and 1 silver, while setting world records in the 100 meters and 200 meters, Griffith Joyner became an international sensation. In the weeks that followed her Olympic success, she leveraged her newfound fame to secure lucrative endorsement deals, especially in Japan, where she became extremely popular. These endorsements brought in millions of dollars, solidifying her status as a marketable icon in sports. From 1993 to 1998, she contributed significantly to public health and fitness. During this time, she served as the co-chair of the President's Council on Physical Fitness, where she passionately promoted the importance of exercise and healthy living across the country. Her dedication to fitness was clear, but it was her athletic prowess that truly captured the world's attention. In 1996, FloJo made a bold announcement during an appearance on The Charlie Rose Show. She was making a comeback to competitive athletics and set her sights on the 400-meter run. At that time, she already held world records in both the 100 and 200 meters, and she wanted to add the 400 meters to her collection. Leading up to the U.S. Olympic trials in June, she trained hard and was determined to make her mark once again. Sadly, her dreams were cut short due to tendinitis in her right leg, which prevented her from competing and achieving her goal of becoming a triple world record holder.
An autopsy has found no indication of drug use in the premature death last month of 38-year-old three-time Olympic gold medalist Florence Griffith Joyner.
Tragically, FloJo's life was cut short on September 21, 1998, at the young age of 38. She died in her sleep at her home in Mission Viejo, California. The cause of her death shocked everyone, leading to many rumors and conspiracies. People wondered what happened to her and if she had cheated in sports. After her death, an autopsy was done to find out the cause. The autopsy revealed some surprising information, but it also left many questions unanswered. The autopsy showed that Joyner had a rare brain condition called cavernous angioma. This condition means that blood can pool in areas where it usually shouldn't, especially in the brain and spine. In Joyner's case, this pooling of blood led to a seizure while she was sleeping. Sadly, this caused her to suffocate. The doctors who examined her reported that she died from seizure-induced asphyxiation. They said in simple terms that she suffocated.
Brought on a seizure which caused her to suffocate in her pillow and bed covers.
The toxicology report, which tests for drugs in a person's system, found that Joyner had only 2 medications in her body when she died. These were acetaminophen, which is commonly known as Tylenol, and Benadryl, an allergy medicine. Neither of these drugs was linked to her death. Some people had hoped the autopsy would find proof that she had used performance-enhancing drugs, PEDs, during her career as mentioned earlier. However, the report showed no signs of this. Still, some parts of the report raised eyebrows. Joyner's heart was larger than normal, which can happen in people who take human growth hormone, HGH. HGH can cause acromegaly, a condition that leads to enlarged features, such as bigger hands and feet. While Joyner's larger heart might make some think she used HGH, the evidence was not strong enough to confirm this. Doctors say that about 0.4% to 0.5% of people have cavernous angioma, and many live without knowing it. Joyner might not have known she had this condition before her death. Just the night before she passed away, Joyner felt a little tired, but showed no signs of being sick. Her former coach, Bob Kersey, shared that losing her was shocking. He remembered how he struggled to accept it on the flight home after hearing the news. Joyner's husband, Al Joyner, found her unresponsive and not breathing in their home in Mission Viejo, California. This sudden death left medical examiners puzzled as they tried to understand how a seemingly healthy athlete could die so young. Greg Foster, a 3-time world champion hurdler, said that he was told by Joyner's family that she died from a heart issue. However, Kersey insisted that she had no known heart problems. Instead, she had asthma and migraines, which she managed throughout her career. Just a couple of years earlier, Joyner had a seizure in St. Louis, and doctors had checked her but found nothing wrong. After her passing, many questions about Joyner's track career resurfaced. Some people wondered if she had ever used performance-enhancing drugs to achieve her incredible speed and success. The rumors and suspicions lingered despite the medical reports. Joyner was not only a champion runner, but also a mother to a 7-year-old girl, which made her death even more tragic for her family. The autopsy revealed that Florence Griffith Joyner died from a rare brain condition, but it did not put to rest the questions about her potential use of performance-enhancing drugs. Her sudden death remains a mystery to many, leaving behind a legacy as one of the greatest sprinters in history. While her fans celebrate her accomplishments, they also wonder what could have been if she had lived longer.
The Orange County Coroner's Office in California confirmed that Ms. Joyner's death involved a rare congenital blood vessel abnormality in her brain.
Well, I don't believe you have to look masculine in order to compete in a sport they consider rough. And track and field is a beautiful sport, and I just wanted to bring in fashion. Designing has been my life since I was a young child.
FloJo's influence went beyond athletics. She entered the toy industry, signing a deal with LJN Toys to create a doll that captured her signature style. Her creativity didn't stop there. In 1989, she showcased her artistic talent by designing the basketball uniforms for the Indiana Pacers, combining her love for fashion with her sports background. Florence's daughter, Mary, also embraced her mother's creative spirit, competing in gymnastics and showing remarkable talent for singing, a dream FloJo had always held. Griffith Joyner also explored the entertainment world, making guest appearances on popular television shows. One standout role was playing herself in a memorable episode of the sitcom 227. In 1992, She appeared in the soap opera Santa Barbara as Terry Holloway, a character that bore a striking resemblance to the famous photographer Annie Leibovitz. FloJo redefined what it meant to be a woman in athletics. She accomplished feats on the track that were unmatched and still stand strong today. While she was the fastest woman on the planet, it was her unique style that set her apart. She was known for sporting long acrylic nails, flowing hair, and full makeup. Her self-designed race outfits featured one-legged bodysuits and bright color-blocked bikini bottoms that brought glamour to the sport. She had a motto that captured her essence: dress good to look good to feel good to run fast. This philosophy guided her throughout her career and inspired many. Her fashion sense was not just a gimmick, it was a statement. With her partnership with Adidas, she showcased how fashion and athletics could go hand in hand. At the 1988 Olympic trials in Indianapolis, FloJo dazzled in various outfits made from delicate fabrics, including a bodysuit with sheer lace detailing that added a feminine touch to the tough world of track and field. She didn't just break records, she broke barriers, paving the way for future athletes to express themselves both on and off the field.
I know you wore the one-legged outfits and you designed some of them and the long nails. How did the other women react when you first started doing that? That must have caused a little jolt in the world of track and field.
FloJo became famous for her one-legger suit, which she wore during the women's 200-meter race at the 1988 Olympic trials. This unique design, often in bold colors, became synonymous with her vibrant personality. Her stunning acrylic nails were another part of her signature look, typically ranging from 4 to 6 inches long, decorated with bright colors and embellishments that drew attention.
Some of my friends that are in track and field, they responded by saying, "Wow, are you going to really actually wear that?" And I said, "Well, yes, I feel comfortable in that." And some will say, "Well, it's not me, I wouldn't wear it." But they respected me as an athlete.
Even today, FloJo's influence can be seen in the world of sports. For example, during the 2021 Australian Open, Serena Williams paid homage to her legacy by wearing an asymmetrical bodysuit that echoed FloJo's iconic one-legger style. Similarly, track star Kiry Richardson, who is set to compete in the 2024 Olympics, channels FloJo's spirit through her own vibrant fashion choices and long nails, continuing the tradition of bold self-expression. She was also honored by USA Track and Field and became a member of their Hall of Fame. This shows how much people respected her talent. In 2000, a school in Los Angeles was named after her. It is called Florence Griffith Joyner Elementary School. This was special because Griffith Joyner went to that school when she was a child. Also, in her neighborhood of Mission Viejo, a park was named in her honor, making sure her memory lives on in the community